Right, we are back at the adventure, you know how it rhymes. So as much as I don't want to work with this car, I have to occasionally. It having 181,000 and some change miles and a lot of neglect, stuff keeps breaking down. This time it is the radiator reservoir. The radiator itself was working fine. In the previous video you may have seen me change these fans, which work fine, but now this coolant line from the water reservoir to the engine is broken beyond repair. I mean, it was chipping anyways. I just didn't want to change the radiator, but now we have to. So here we are, and I'm going totally blind in this, so what you see here is just me struggling. I cannot suggest you to follow the same route that I did, but at least you'll see what lies ahead of us. So if you want to tackle the job, at least this is a preview of what you will get into. So without further ado, let's get to it. I already removed this bracing. I need to remove this one. It's pretty much the same procedure as the fan. All the engine mounts has to come off, the hood latch has to come off, and I'm already draining the old fluid out of the radiator. So in the meantime, I might just start undoing these. Okay, let's see what this was. That's a 13. Okay, so to take these off, we'll need our 13, not 12, 13. I need to hold this down. I forgot what it was. Not a 14. It's a 15. So we'll hold it and use our impact wrench. Use power tools as much as you can to avoid any joint issues later along the way. So I'll actually take this one out first to make some room. And it's a rainy day today, so I may have to film this in multiple occasions. Even though it's sunshine now, you never know what will happen next. And depending on how long this thing takes, I may be here for a while, even though you'll be just watching maybe a 15-minute video when we are done. It never is a 15-minute process for me. God knows how many times I had to take these off, but such is life. Now, one other thing I'll need to change is that evap canister right there, or whatever that thing is called. I could have done it while I was replacing the head gasket, but I didn't know it was broken at the time, and now it's a pain to get to. But time will tell how things go. Okay, let's get the engine mounts. Short one goes to this. The long one goes to this. We'll need a 15 to get that bolt out. No, that's a 13. My bad. These are 10s. Now this now this has to come off. And this overflow tank can come off. So let's get this out, whichever way it goes. Okay, so this belongs to the fan, this side belongs to the car. There is enough play, it should come out, and I will need to replace it. Enough persuasion, it might come out. There it is, first one. And the second one. Now, taking this for the millionth time out, and it doesn't get easier with time. So that's off. This part is gonna come out, that's clear. Let me think. There it is. Maybe it gets easier with time, who knows? Alright, this is out. On to the radiator. The first one wasn't too bad. And it's off, no issues. And that came off. That actually is a transmission cooler. I didn't know this thing had a transmission cooler. All right, one down. Yeah, I can't see it though. I went under and took the clip holding this final one in. Couldn't record it because the camera wouldn't fit in there. And I needed some light, but off that comes. So this was much easier than I anticipated, which is good. Now this needs to come off so we can hopefully take the radiator out. There it is. Oh, okay, so the AC actually goes over this. I see. Then same should be here, so lift the condenser out. Well, it didn't work out like it did on the right side, left side. So what is holding you back? I told you I'm getting blind into this. Yeah. There it is. There's the old one. Okay, voiceover time again. For some reason the GoPro has a very loose connection and I can lose the microphone. But now you can see me getting a new radiator side by side with the old one and comparing that it is actually the same, at least as far as layouts go. And soon you will see me right here try out the new radiator hose that I got, because this one is at the bottom side and it is a pain to change when the radiator is installed, so I'm just installing a new one for preventing future headaches. Getting the hose clamp on. I'm also changing the hose clamp because the old one didn't fit anymore, since this is a new hose. It's a little more snug fit than the old beat up one. And time to put the new radiator in. Now I'm pointing out to where the AC condenser will sit. There are tabs on the radiator, as you can see. And here the AC condenser just rests on these. And that's how they stick together, pretty much. So I'm just pointing out where the radiator will fit into. And those two that I'm pointing out right now, those are where the AC condenser lines line up with. Putting this in will be a challenge, as you will see soon. I have edited most of the paint out so you can just see me in action, but this wasn't an easy job, I must say. I left the hose on. I know it's going to be a tight fit initially, but it will be harder to put the hose back once the radiator was in place. So it will take a lot of wiggling and cursing to put this right, but we'll persevere, as you will see. I'm just trying to make way, put it in, because there are two holes in the bottom, as you might have seen, where the radiator actually sits on. And putting them in with all the AC lines in place isn't that easy, so you need to finesse your way in this case. So it's in. Now fine-tuning is required. Here you see me trying to get the radiator, not the radiator, sorry, the condenser brackets fit onto the radiator. So this will require a lot of moving and jiggling. After a bunch of trials and errors, I finally got the bottom part in almost. Now I'm using pliers to be able to get it fully fit on the right side. The same will be done on the left side. Now we need to put the fan back in. Actually, before I do that, I should probably put that hose back in. Now this may, and just may, go a little easier this time, although speculatively, and that's because those lines are not in yet. So if I could put them out of the way. Now the big one is the problem. The small one doesn't interact with anything, so okay, that went in. Now this. Of course, I need to clear a few things first. The brackets seem to be a bit off, just a tad bit off, which, if there is enough offset, of course this will create an issue. Okay, that one is in. It did take some persuasion. Okay, now if that goes on, does this go on? Okay, finally, both of them are in, I think. Alright, good. Let's try to put this thing in so it's secured. Let's see if I even have a chance. Yes, yes, it's a little victories, you know. Time for this one. If it will go in at all, because this is far too offset now. Yeah, I don't think this will go. Maybe it will. Maybe it will. Oh, no, you don't. There you go. Let's go. Up goes this. Fit here with this. So this will be used again with zip ties. Zip tie engineering for the win. And let's see which one is easier. Putting the mounts first, and I shouldn't forget about this transmission cooler. Which is where again? Oh, there. Now I was thinking that I was being smart by putting this to the last, so you know I had ample space to work. I hope I don't prove myself wrong, because this is not coming or going in that easy right now. Come on, kid. Okay, that did go in. real treat if it goes in. And it did. It did. Which is nice. Okay, that's in. Let's push this one in. I need to open it up because last time I broke it, and that's why it did come off rather easy. Alright, so there's that. Need to make some space, obviously. So something like this. Zip tie engineering. There it is. This goes here. Goes there. So these are all nicely hooked up. Okay, engine. Let's pull it. I need to find a spot to pull. There's one there. The other is here. This will have to go that way. Okay. Alright, that's it. Let's see if that's enough. I sure hope it is. There it is. Good deal. one is in now. Good. Okay, these are the 10s. There. Overflow tank. I'll let the burping funnel do its thing, and then we'll run the engine, make sure there's no air gaps. But this is it. This is how I changed my radiator. So if nothing else, now you know what it takes to remove one and install the new one. And also you have seen some of the problems with the aftermarket units where things may not always fit, because I bought a cheap Chinese radiator. This is an old one. I'm not going to spend any more money than I have to, so keep that in mind. If you don't buy OEM, things may not work out, but I went in blind and I pulled it off, so you can do that too. Take care.